The Hornets are in gray and wearing blue socks. The New Heights Cougars are in white, wearing white socks. Brandon Schumacher plays it back to Bennett Thomas, back to Schumacher on the pivot. Switch back to Dole to Ben Schumacher. Ball to the far side, Hamlin wins it back to Anredder. Anredder into Ben Schumacher, looking to turn. Plays it all the way back to Dole, goes through to the keeper, Stewart. Stewart sends it back into the middle of the field. Perigin settles with his chest, can't control. Tipped away by Austin Miller into possession for the Hornets. To number 23, that's Levi Romero. Stolen by Perigin. Clevenger out on the run. Perigin dribbling ahead, plays it to Nelson. Clevenger to Nelson on the combo. Nelson is able to keep it in on the end line, and it's kicked out of bounds by the Hornets. It will be a throw-in for the Cougars. Liam Nelson takes the short throw to Perigin. Played all the way across, and the keeper's there to win it. Ball played out of the back by the Hornets. That's number 20 over on the far side, Soner Sen. Into possession as Perigin comes to challenge. Ball played in the middle. Connected to number 2, Tanner Hicks. Over to Austin Miller. Number 5, Asher Marmon plays it up ahead. Thomas comes in to challenge. Hillcrest gets it to the center circle. Played to the far side. Anredder defending. Deflected off of Anredder. It will be a corner kick for the Hornets. Early sub in the game. Looks like that's number 10, Austin Miller, the senior captain, subbing off. He's limping. I don't know if that was the plan, just to get him a start in the last game of the year, or if he injured it on that action. Ball sent in on the corner. Rush Stewart's able to get on top of it. Stewart punts away from the top of the box over here to the near side. Clevenger tracks over to win it down with his chest. Into possession. Clevenger across the middle to Ben Schumacher. Schumacher has some room, tries to play it over the top for Perigin. Good ball to Perigin, takes the shot off the post. Hamlin there can't get the follow cleared away by the Hornets. And out of play. Throw in for the Cougars. Ball thrown in, cleared to out at the end line. It will be a corner kick for the Cougars. This field is a little bit different than the normal football fields we play on. The end line is actually 2 yards short of the football end line. So it puts the top of the box at the football 10, and then the end line is a little short. Schumacher plays the ball in, cleared into the air. Brandon Schumacher there. And he can't keep it in, throwing for the Cougars. Anredder into Dole. Dole on the ground to Anredder. Anredder plays it up ahead. Stolen by the Hornets. Hamlin comes on the challenge for the Cougars. That's number 21, Karen Reeves for the Hornets. Back in the middle, Bennett Thomas plays it to Braden. Thomas comes back on, plays it over to the top. Nelson on the challenge, played out of bounds by number 5, Asher Marmon for the Hornets. They'll throw for the Cougars. Marmon steals it away, plays it into the middle. Brandon Schumacher's there to settle. Across to his brother Ben. Ben tries to poke through to Perigin, deflected. Brandon Schumacher's there, plays it back to Meningus on the back line, into Thomas. Thomas plays it into the middle. First touch won by the Hornets. Over to number 11, that's Jackson Miller. Hornets played into possession out of the back. Restart a play. Ball played to the far side. Hornets play it down the line. Ben Schumacher gets the deflection. Hamlin sends it into the middle. Reeves and Clevenger challenge for the ball. Reeves clears it to the corner. Clevenger on the challenge. and the Hornets play it out of bounds, throwing for the Cougars on the far side. It's getting a little tighter here. Ball played into the air. Clevenger there on the far side trying to turn. Clevenger to Perigin. Perigin has room to open up, takes the shot, and over the goal. Goal kick for the Hornets. In the goal for the Hornets. Nelson comes in, makes the tackle, and deflected out of bounds, so it'll be a throw for the Hornets. It's number 23, Levi Romero, as the other center back for the Hornets. Ball played into the middle of the field. Dole deflects it with his chest. Number 4, Miles Holcomb over there. Hamlin comes to challenge. Dropped all the way back to Reeves. Hornets in possession. Over to Romero, to Reeves. Reeves carrying to take up space on the far side. Played to connect on the line. Hamlin chases. Played into the middle. Perigin gets the steal back heel to Clevenger, but not on the mark, and it rolls into the box. And it's a punt situation for the Hornets. They play it out of the back. Romero on the ball, plays it through, gets the connection. Over the top, Meningus there defending. Number 12, Jaden Brown on the run. Meningus plays it out of bounds. It'll be a throw for the Hornets. Hornets across the middle. That's Jackson Miller, stolen by Nelson. Nelson plays the through ball to Clevenger. And good job by number 23, Levi Romero, to win that challenge. Back to the near side. Marmon back to Romero. Into the middle for Miller. Then Schumacher steps up and deflects. Ball won into possession by the back line for the Hornets. Down the line, Dole there to defend. Anredder comes back, deflects it away. Dole clears it down the line. Miller there, but can't settle it. Clevenger wins it. Nelson on the run. Good ball through to Nelson. Nelson out in the box, takes a shot with his right and sends it over the goal. But nice attack by the Cougars on the counter. The Hornets have a couple subs into the game. This time they play the goal kick into the center circle, goes through the first line. Touched over into possession on the near side to number 12, Jaden Brown. Miller. Over to Marmon. Back to Miller to his brother Austin. Can't control the touch. Perigin wins it on the ground to Ben Schumacher in the middle. Schumacher lets it run past. Gets it back to Max Anredder. Dole clears it away. Perigin's there, gets the first touch. Can't control it. Stolen by Austin Miller. Deflected by Meningus. Good defense there. Brandon Schumacher over to Ben. Ben out on the run. Plays it through for... Actually just tried to get that up ahead, but just hit it too hard all the way into the box. Clevenger steals the rollout, gets the shot deflected. Clevenger still on it and off the side of the goal. You can see on the replay here, Clevenger just reads that pass to the middle, gets through the first challenge and gets the shot, but not on frame. And it will be a restart with the goal kick for the Hornets. Cougars have already had some dangerous opportunities. Perigin off the post. Nelson in the attack with his right over the goal. And then Clevenger there with that opportunity. Ball over the far side. Hamlin comes to challenge, deflects it out, and it's going to stay Hornets ball. Ball played into the middle to Jackson Miller. Miller switches the field with his left over to the near side. Number 12, Brown into the middle. Ben Schumacher steals. Schumacher gets through the challenge. Back to the ball, plays it into Clevenger. Clevenger tries to turn, holds it up. Clevenger looking for the slip pass, finds Perigin on the run. Perigin with the shot. Ball played on the ground out of the back. Reeves taking up space, loses it to Hamlin. Hamlin, good idea, plays it to Clevenger, but too heavy. Goes all the way back to the keeper. Ball again played out of the back. Hamlin comes to pressure. Into the pivot. Clevenger challenges. That was number 20, Soner Sen. Hamlin challenging on the far side. Hornets stay in possession, are able to get over to Jackson Miller. Miller carries into space. Tries to get through. Brandon Schumacher deflects. Ben's there to win it. Plays it wide to Hamlin. Hamlin settles. Good patience by Hamlin. Gets it back to Ben Schumacher. Max Anreiter there on the ball. Back to Schumacher on the pivot. Schumacher switches the field to Nelson. Nelson, good settle. Can't stay on it, though. Deflected away, won by the Hornets. Marmon into the middle for Miller. Nelson comes in and commits the foul with his shoulder. Let's see if we can see on replay what happened there. I don't think Nelson was expecting 12 to lose, Jaden Brown to lose his feet there. And Nelson ended up putting his arms up to defend himself. Caught Brown right in the face. Looks like Brown's going to be okay. He'll stay in the game. Hornets take a good ball free kick all the way in, but Stewart's there to easily scoop it up. Stewart punts it to the near side. Nelson's there. Settles it down with his chest. Plays it through for Clevenger. Clevenger chasing on the ball. Poked away by the Hornets. And called off of Clevenger last. Throw in for the Hornets. Austin Miller touches it in the middle. Ben Schumacher steals. Plays it over the top. Clevenger's there. Clevenger tries to flick it to Perigin, but stolen away by the Hornets. Cleared to the near side. Bennett Thomas comes in. Good first touch by Bennett. And the Hornets number 12, Jaden Brown, comes in, deflects it away. It's a throw for the Cougars. Thomas, good throw down the line for Perigin on the run. Miller tries to clear it away right into Perigin. Miller again on the touch. He's got to get a control. Good job by Miller deflecting that off of Perigin's foot. It's a throw for the Hornets. Ball played into the middle. Over to Austin Miller, played through. Meningas tries to get a touch, can't control it. Into the attack. And, oh my goodness, how did that miss? It looked like it was in the goal. I don't know if that hit the post. Let's see, back to that play. This ball played through. Oh, it looks like it just missed. All right, back into the middle of the field. Clevenger plays it over the top for Nelson. And it's out of play, throwing for the Hornets. No score yet, 23 minutes left in the first half. Ball played up ahead, number 11, Jackson Miller there. Gets it on the ground to number 20, Soner Sen. Sen cuts it back. Reeves on the ball with time. Plays the ball on the ground ahead. Ben Schumacher comes in to steal. Schumacher's able to turn. Plays it through to Clevenger. Clevenger chips it to Perigin. Perigin on the ground tries to find Nelson. Cleared away by Romero. All the way back to Brown. Thomas gets a touch, tries to get it to Perigin. Stolen by Austin Miller. Over to Jackson Miller. Miller brothers on the combination. Played over the top. Meningus is there. Sends it wide. Brandon Schumacher. And out of play. Thomas takes the throw. Nelson heads it forward. Perigin's there. Gets it with his chest. Sends it over the top. Clevenger on the run. Romero there defending. Clevenger pushing through. And looks like Clevenger got the last touch. It will be a goal kick for the Hornets. Take a look back then on replay. Hard to tell for sure, but goal kick is the ruling. Jackson Miller switch to the far side. Up ahead, Anredder there, plays it back into the middle. Hornets still in possession. Center Sen over to the far side. That's the one guy I haven't been able to, well, I guess either of those guys wide. I can't tell their numbers. Sen plays it through. Connected to Brown. Meningus is there, good clear. All the way up ahead. Romero heads it to Marmon. Marmon heads it over to Jackson Miller. Dangerous challenge there by Brown. No call as the Cougars steal. Ben Schumacher with room in the middle. Over the top. Reeves comes, heads it away. Ball gets to Sen in the middle of the field. To Austin Miller. Brandon Schumacher comes on the challenge. Played to the near side. Brown can't control as Bennett Thomas tips it away. Austin to Jackson. Over to Sen, played through the middle. Meningus tries to sweep it away. Ball's loose. Stewart comes out of the box, gets the touch in. Touch out of play, I should say, and it's a throw in for the Hornets. Stewart's able to get back to his line. Ball through the middle. Perigin gets the steal. Perigin looks to connect to Clevenger on the run. And number 21, Kieran Reeves, plays it out of bounds on the sideline. Be a throw for the Cougars. Liam Nelson takes the throw. Hornets let it run into the box, and Noah Tyndall's there to gather it up for the Hornets. Ball over the top. Dole heads it back to Stewart in the box. Stewart punts it into the middle of the field. Jackson Miller first to touch, gets to his brother Austin. Played into the air. Bennett Thomas there, sends it back into the air. Brandon Schumacher sends it back to Bennett. Bennett through the middle to Hudson. Good connection. Hudson Clevenger on the ball. Plays it through on the ground for Perigin. Perigin looks for Nelson on the run. Touched by Marmon. Up ahead, Nelson at the top. Nelson goes down. And foul called. I don't know if that was deserving of a foul. Let's see if we can look at that. Nelson jumped up in the air. Maybe he got his feet taken out. Let's see if we can see it on replay. Nelson was in the air. Of course, you're a vulnerable player when you're in the air, and he kind of got his legs taken out from under him, but generous call there for the Cougars to get the free kick 25 yards out. You see number 10, Austin Miller, the senior captain for the Hornets, is visibly limping. Clevenger takes the free kick, plays it to Perigin off the chest. Perigin tries to volley it over. Creative play by the Cougars. And it will be a restart with the goal kick for the Hornets. Ball played out of the back. Sen has space in the middle. Played to the near side. Thomas comes over to challenge. Brown, that's number 13, I'm sorry. Bennett Thomas steals. That was Levi Smith. Thomas steals, gets it to Brandon Schumacher. Schumacher looks ahead. Schumacher on the ground to Perigin. Perigin opens up. Plays it through to Clevenger. Clevenger gets a touch in the middle. Through to Nelson, stolen by Romero. Romero on the ground. Gets it to Smith. Brandon Schumacher comes on the challenge. Smith's able to get back on his feet. Still in play. And out of... Marmon plays it back into play after some discussion on whose ball that was. Ben Schumacher steals. Schumacher to Dole. Dole clears it out of play. There'll be a throw for the Hornets. Asher Marmon there for the throw for the Hornets. Plays it short to Austin Miller. Back to Jackson. Marmon plays it over the top. Dole's there. Heads it up ahead for Ben Schumacher, who tips it over the top for Hamlin. Jason Hamlin. Hornets steal, played over the top. Dole comes up, gets called for the push. That was pretty light, but, you know, we did get one that was pretty light also, so. "30 yards out. It's a decent place to get a free kick. It's far enough away. It's close enough that you can get it to the goal, but far enough away that you can get it over the wall easily and back down to the goal. Driving ball in. Stewart's right there, and Basket catches it into his pocket. Stewart up to the top of the box, punts it away. First touch by the Hornets, out of play. It'll be a throw for the Cougars. Under 15 to play here in the first half, no score yet. Michael Perigin takes the throw, gets it to Clevenger over the top. Perigin comes back and steals the pass, looking across the field, plays it through. Reeves deflects, back to Jackson Miller, gets it into the middle of the field. Anrider steps up. Austin Miller plays it over the top. Tanner Hicks on the ball, trying to turn. Anrider there to steal. On the ground, over to Schumacher. Then Schumacher gets a touch, stolen back by Sen. Soner Sen carrying on the far side. Cuts it back, looking for the option in the middle. That's Jackson Miller. Across to his brother, Austin. Off the mark. Hornets play it back in. Meningus is there to clear it away with his head. Brandon Schumacher with a touch on the clear. Back to Jackson Miller to the back line to Reeves. Over to the far side. Hornets back into possession on the back line. Clevenger comes on the challenge. Sen touches to the far side to the fullback. Kason Hamlin comes in to challenge. Fullback stays in possession. Drop back to Kieran Reeves. Over to Jackson Miller. To the near side for number 5, Asher Marmon. Thomas is there, wins it, plays it to Nelson. Nelson in the middle for Perigin. Perigin, good touchdown. Perigin's able to stay on the ball. Keep it in, plays it through the middle. One in the middle of the field by Levi Romero. Clevenger works back to challenge. Romero still on the ball. Plays it through. Finds Tanner Hicks. Dole comes on the challenge, wins the ball. Back into Ben Schumacher. Schumacher on the pivot, gets it to Perigin. Perigin looking ahead. Perigin makes the touch ahead, stolen by Jackson Miller. Deflected back. Perigin deflects it away. And over to the far side, that's going to go out of play. Throw in for the Cougars. Jason Hamlin takes the throw to Perigin. Perigin tries to turn with the bicycle kick. Played up ahead. Dole heads it to the back line. Meningus is there. Meningus, good clear into the middle of the field. One in the middle by Jackson Miller. Miller to Hicks. Hicks one touch to Jackson Miller. Shot. Loose ball, and he's offside. Flag is up. No goal. Let me see if we can look at this on replay. The far side player that scored the goal was offside on the kick. You can see right here he's clearly off. And so a restart of play. Into the attack. Nelson got a touch up ahead. Game still tied at 0. Austin Miller gets the turn. Brandon Schumacher's there to steal. Schumacher, good job shielding and draws the foul. Ben Schumacher takes the restart to Perigin. Perigin carrying. Deflected by Marmon. Back to Nelson. Nelson lets it roll. Out of play on the near side. Throw in for the Cougars. Nelson down the line for Perigin. Perigin setting up a move. Cuts it across. Deflected out by the Hornets. Will be another throw for the Cougars in the corner. Perigin there to take the throw, gets it to Nelson. Nelson back to Perigin. He gets through. Perigin challenges for the ball and kicked out of play by the Hornets. It knocked the flag down, so it matters which side it went out. So it's a corner kick for the Cougars. The ref got that call right. Ben Schumacher over to take the corner kick for the Cougars. Driving ball. Clevenger gets a head on it. Can't get it on frame, though, and it rolls out of play. Goal kick for the Hornets. It'll be a little stoppage here as there's 2 subs coming in the game for the Hornets. All right, restart of play. Jesse Askins is actually the goalkeeper for the Hornets. I was calling that name wrong earlier. Jesse Askins is a senior. Restart of play for the Cougars after the goal kick. On the throw-in for Anreiter. Anreiter plays it up to Hamlin. Hamlin lets it run as he tries to turn. Hamlin, good touch, plays it across the middle. Doesn't have any support coming, though. And Askins able to come up in the box to scoop it up. Played out of the back to Reeves. Over to Sen in the middle of the field. Perigin comes on the tackle. Sen's able to get through. Loses the ball. Brandon Schumacher deflects. Falls to Nelson. Nelson plays the big strike. And all the way into the box for Askin to gather up. Askin back into the middle of the field. Schumacher's there. Brandon Schumacher first to touch. Stolen by Lucina. Over to Sen. Played to the far side. Hamlin comes up to challenge. Anreiter there to defend. Anreiter plays it out on the sideline. It's a throw for the Hornets. Ball back into the middle of the field. Played to the near side. Ball's loose at the top of the box. Meninga steps in to steal. Back into possession. Loose ball at the top. Tanner Hicks takes the shot, deflected by the Cougars. Bennett Thomas able to clear it away over to Brandon Schumacher. Schumacher clears it down the line. Romero plays it back in. Headed into the middle. Ben Schumacher's there. Schumacher plays it to Perigin. Hamlin's there to win it. Kason Hamlin gets the first touch into the middle, stolen back by the Hornets. Jackson Miller over to the far side. Back in the middle, Meningas plays it wide and out of play. Actually, Hornets touch on the sideline will be a throw for the Cougars. Ball played high into the air by Perigin. Perigin challenges for the ball, goes to the ground. Jackson Miller into possession, over to Reeves. Reeves plays it down the line. Ben Schumacher there on the challenge and deflected off of Ben. It will be a throw for the Hornets. Perigin comes in and steals up to Clevenger. Clevenger through to Nelson. Good positioning by number 23, Levi Romero. He's able to win the ball, cleared into the middle. Ben Schumacher gets a touch across. Cleared back by the Hornets. Over to Dole. Dole can't settle. Up ahead to Hicks. Meningas tries to challenge. Hicks looking for an option. Meningas pokes it away. Meningas runs through, clears it away. Jackson Miller retrieves it at the top. Sets the shot with his left. And deflected away by the Cougars. It'll be a corner kick for the Hornets. Restart a play on the near side for the Hornets. Miller with his left plays it in. Anrider, good job clearing it away. Hornets all the way back. Perigin steals, plays it down the line. Nelson's there. Nelson on the run, gets the ball first. Nelson waiting for support, making it a dribble move. Cutting across the box, drops it to Clevenger. Clevenger trying to find his feet, finds Perigin. Perigin chips it in. Deflected, Perigin still on the ball. Drop back to Ben Schumacher, not hard enough, stolen away by Sen. Over to the far side for the Hornets. Played up the line. Tanner Hicks over there to connect. Anrider gets a tackle. And good job by Anrider to shield. Wins the ball. Throw in for the Cougars. Tough throw to Dole. Dole clips it up. Hicks steals. Schumacher comes back and challenges for the ball. Gets called for the foul. And the push in the back. And it's a free kick for the Hornets. Ball sent in, goes through and out the end line. Goal kick for the Cougars. Four minutes left in the first half. Dole takes the goal kick. Side spinning ball into the middle. Perigin heads it up to Hamlin. Hamlin touches down. Gets it back to Ben Schumacher. Schumacher gets through. Schumacher, good move in the middle of the field. Plays the ball through to Nelson. Nelson's there and gets the touch. Jesse Askin, good job reading that coming off his line and deflecting away before Nelson could get a clean touch on it. And goal kick is ruled. I thought Askin made the tackle there, but maybe not. Restart by the Hornets. Ramiro to the near side for Marmon. Marmon plays it down the line for Brown. Perigin wins it back for the Cougars. Perigin plays it down the line for Clevenger. Clevenger, good swim move through. Clevenger at the corner of the box. Holds up play, looking for support. Plays it back to Nelson. Nelson one touch in over the top for Perigin. And all the way to the goal. Askin has to tip it over. Corner kick for the Cougars. Ref says that the corner kick needs to be taken on the near side. Ben Schumacher jogging over to take the corner for the Cougars. 2:40 left to play in the first half. No score yet here at Shoemate Stadium. Schumacher takes the ball in, headed away by Romero. Gavin Dole on the follow, deflected off the Hornets, cleared back to the middle of the field. Anredder's there. Anredder receives, looks to turn, plays it all the way back to the keeper, Stewart. Good play by Anredder. Stewart back to Anredder with space. That's how it's done right there. Good job, Cougars. Anredder in the middle of the field. Perigin's there to settle. Perigin tries to turn, finds Ben Schumacher in the center circle. Schumacher looking for a through ball, finds Clevenger on the run, and it just runs all the way out to Askin. Askin plays it out of the back to Romero. Heavy on the pass. Perigin comes and steals. Perigin setting up a shot. Good move and a better defense by the Hornets to prevent that. That was a slick move by Perigin. Nelson to Clevenger. Clevenger getting to his left. Takes the shot. And saved by, let's see, was it saved? No, it was just wide of the goal. It's a goal kick for the Hornets. 1:30 to play. Hornets again playing it out of the back. That's Reeves. Over to the far side. Ball stolen by Clevenger. Clevenger tries to poke it to Perigin. Jackson Miller comes up and steals. Perigin comes on the tackle. Played through to the near side. Hornets are able to possess. Played back across the middle. Strike by Jackson Miller. And it's over the goal. Goal kick for the Cougars. 30 seconds to play. Dole plays it to the near side. Nelson's able to get to it. Nelson back to Thomas. Bennett Thomas back into the middle. Jackson Miller there to steal. Played up top. Anredder gets a touchdown. Austin, let's see, that's Hicks, I believe, there. Cleared away by Dole. Back to the middle of the field. Over to Perigin. 10 seconds to play. Throw in for the Hornets. Ball to the near side. Jackson Miller over to Sonnersen. And we got, oh, I guess I missed, I apologize, I missed a stoppage earlier. They must have stopped the clock. I didn't see it. There's 10 seconds remaining. Clevenger gets the turn. Clevenger with the challenge, and the Hornets have to clear it away at the buzzer. And that'll do it for the first half. Good first half of play. And we're at halftime. 10 minutes on the clock. We'll take an audio break here, send you through the first half recap, and be back to start the second half. All right, we're back, ready to start the second half. The Cougars will get the kickoff to start the second. No score after a good first 40 minutes. A lot of action. The Cougars have been playing a lot of games on grass. You can see that the speed of the turf has made some of their through balls maybe run out a little bit longer than what they have been used to. But a good active first half, good attacks by both teams. Cougars had a few more chances than the Hornets, but the Hornets had a real solid chance. It looked like an open goal, and ball just drifted wide. All right, that's the whistle, and we are ready to start the second. Clevenger back to Ben Schumacher, who plays it all the way up to Perigin on the far side. Ball falls to Nelson. Nelson looks at his option, plays it through to Perigin. Marmon's able to step in and win it. Back into the middle, Ben Schumacher can't control it, runs through. Ball over to the near side. Back to the middle, Brandon Schumacher's there to settle. Schumacher switches the field to Nelson, who connects back. Ball's loose in the middle. Nelson plays it through to Clevenger. That's too heavy, though. It's going to go to the corner. Keeper Jesse Askin comes out of the box and dribbles it back into the box to pick it up. Askin to Reeves. Dribbling it out of the back. Has some room. Cougars letting him dribble. Over to Jackson. Stolen by Nelson. Nelson turns. Gets challenged from behind. Nelson's able to control over to the sideline. Nelson gets through the challenge, still on the ball, plays it in the middle for Clevenger. Clevenger takes the shot, and Askin's right there to make the save. Askin, big punt into the air, into the middle of the field. Number 2, Hicks can't settle, falls to Perigin. Perigin has time. Perigin tries to make the move, stolen away by the Hornets. Deflected by the ref in the middle of the field, and it will be a drop ball for the Hornets. Jackson Miller dribbles up ahead, gets it to his brother Austin. Austin Miller, who's been limited with that sore ankle, it looks like. Over to Jackson, played on the ground, gets through, all the way to the far side. Meningus comes in and deflects. Stewart gets over there, leaves it for Meningus. Meningus back in the middle. Bennett Thomas sweeps it away. Jackson Miller there, plays it far to the far side. Back into the middle of the field. Austin Miller tracks back to win it. Back to the back line. That's Romero. Romero wide. Nelson steals. Nelson looks for Perigin through. Couldn't tell if that was deflected or not. No, it wasn't. He just put a little bit too much spin on it. Ran out on the end line, or on the sideline, throwing for the Hornets. Ball played in, deflected by the Cougars. Hornets regain possession. In the middle of 4, Jackson Miller to, that is number 20, Soner Sen. All the way up ahead, and good job by the keeper, Stewart, come off his line and win that ball. Punts it back to the middle of the field. Perigin settles. It opens up, plays it over the top for Clevenger on the run. Clevenger gets to it first. Gets the touchdown. Has some support. Nelson's there. Nelson touches to the middle, deflected away by Romero. Back to Sen. Over to Austin Miller. Perigin comes on the challenge. Austin Miller finds some space. Gets it to Jackson. Jackson back to Austin. Austin really fighting through some pain. Plays it up ahead to number 17. That's Eli Allen. Touches to the middle. Ben Schumacher disconnects. Ball rolls to Tanner Hicks. Hicks on the connection to the corner with Allen. And it's a corner kick ruled for the Hornets. Dole was able to clear it out, but it went out the end line. Jackson Miller, number 11, the junior, taking the left-footed corner kick for the Hornets. Ball played in. Good job by Rush Stewart to raise up and claw that out of the air. Up ahead to Clevenger with a lot of space in front. 2 defenders back. Clevenger, good ball to Nelson. Nelson out on the run, gets into the box. Cuts it back to Clevenger. Clevenger at the top. Takes the shot as he loses his feet. And rolls to the keeper, Askin. Good attack on the transition off the corner kick by the Cougars. Just couldn't get a finishing touch. Askin plays it out to the far side. Brandon Schumacher comes to defend. That's number 12, Jaden Brown. Pass off the mark. It'll be a throw for the Cougars. Actually, correction. Ruled a throw for. It was ruled a throw for the Hornets. Ball thrown up ahead. Perigin steals. Perigin plays it up ahead to the back line. Reeves is there, wins the ball, switching the field back to the back line of the Cougars. Good settle by Anredder. Anredder up ahead to Schumacher. Gets it to Perigin in the middle. Perigin has time. Nobody's there on the run. And goes all the way through. You know, it is this gray on white is it's really tough on camera, but it's even tough on the field to see who's who. Hornets in the middle of the field. That's Jackson Miller. Finds the connection to Sen. Perigin comes on the challenge, deflects to Nelson. Nelson steals, tries to turn. Sen steals it back. Sen out ahead. Into the attack as Nelson works back to deflect. Meningus steps in, chips it away. Austin Miller sends it in. Meningus heads it out of there. Schumacher clears it up to Perigin. Perigin's able to get space and win the ball. Perigin carrying to the far side, plays it down the line. Clevenger will make the run. Good ball into Clevenger, takes the shot, and that's a goal for the Cougars. What a ball by the Cougars. Let's take a look back at that on replay. Perigin turns. Clevenger makes that run. And how does he get to this ball? It was deflected. Clevenger makes that shot. And what a finish by the Cougars. Now with a 1-0 lead, 33 minutes left. A lot of game time left. First goal of the game. Bennett Thomas takes the throw on the far side. Foul called on the push, and Perigin's back will be a free kick for the Cougars. Perigin driving ball over the top. Romero there heads it away. Falls to Nelson. Nelson chips it back into the middle. Reeves there heads it into the middle. Jackson clears it. Over on the near side, challenge for the ball with Anredder. Anredder, good job, gets pushed in the back and draws the foul. Good play by Anredder, winning the shield and drawing the foul. That was Eli Allen on the challenge for the Hornets. Perigin back to take the goal or the free kick for the Cougars. Played down the line. Hamlin gets the touch. Stolen by the Hornets. Played down the line. Perigin comes back and steals. Deflected back into the middle. Ben Schumacher there gets a claw down. Challenge for the ball with Allen. Schumacher keeps it on the line. Comes in and gets knocked off the ball. Back into possession for the Hornets. That's Hicks over to Jackson. Jackson Miller lines up, takes the shot, and corner kick is the result. Looks like Stewart got a touch on that. Couldn't tell for sure if he deflected it or if it deflected earlier. It looks like Stewart's the one that got the deflection. Ball sent in. And again, Rush Stewart playing a great game. Quickly out to Nelson. Nelson challenges for the ball. Hornets are able to possess. Ball switched to the near side. That's number 7, Lucina. Brandon Schumacher comes in and steals. Schumacher plays it through. Deflected away. Back to Lucina. Over to Jackson Miller. Ben Schumacher comes on to press. To Lucina. Clevenger working all the way back. Allen on the ball. Takes the shot. Stewart gets the touch. Can't. Ooh. Stewart couldn't control the ball. And number 2, Tanner Hicks, came in to try to clean it up. Some contact there. It looks like it's a goal kick on the finish. Let's see if we can look at that. All right, it will be a restart with a goal kick for the Cougars. Waiting for the whistle to restart play, or restart the clock, I mean. Clock is wound, and Dole takes the goal kick into the middle. Perigin tries to get the first touch, rolls through. Lucina to Miller, stolen by Perigin. In the center circle, deflected. Perigin's able to win it back. Back to Perigin on the deflection. He has room, plays it over the top for Clevenger and Hamlin. Clevenger gets through, deflected by, that's Romero. Clevenger tries to keep it in, but loses it out to the sideline. It'll be a throw for the Hornets. Great effort by Hudson Clevenger to work through. The work rate between Perigin and Clevenger is just phenomenal. Ball in the middle, Hamlin steals. Hamlin sends it in, though there's nobody there. Ball out of bounds on the far side will be a throw for the Cougars. Bennett Thomas over to take the throw. Bennett Thomas and Liam Nelson have switched positions. Thomas on the wing, Nelson back on the back line. Perigin wins the ball to the edge. He's able to keep it in. Perigin shielding. Gets it to Thomas. And foul called on Perigin. It'll be a free kick for the Hornets. Jackson Miller takes the free kick. Ben Schumacher tries to settle with his chest on the turn to Brandon. Hornets possess. Send back to Reeves. Reeves mistouches, able to get back to it. Clevenger's going to come on the challenge. Over the near side for Lucina. Hamlin deflects. Hamlin plays it across the middle. Thomas comes in, clipped away by Marmon. Ben Schumacher heads it over to his brother Brandon. Brandon back to Meningus. Meningus clips it into the air. Dole heads it back into the middle. Lucina there on the ground to Jackson Miller. Miller turns into space, plays it through for Hicks on the check. Played to the far side to number 12, Jaden Brown, and that's out of play. Will be a throw in the corner for the Cougars. Perigin discussing with the ref how that was a foul on him as it looked like he got clipped from behind. See if we can take a quick look at that. All right, ball back into play. Let's get back to the live action. Down the line, the throw-in deflected by Thomas. It'll be a throw for the Hornets. That's the best way to take that throw in the corner. Just throw it down the line and reset. Hornets back into possession. Played down the line. Perigin sends it into the air. Ramiro plays it down with his head. Perigin there gets a touch on it. Perigin tracking all the way across the field. Gets it into possession. Plays it through. Reeves gets a touch. Able to settle. Hamlin deflects. Ball falls back to Reeves. He plays it to the near side. Perigin sends it over the top, making Clevenger run. And ball's loose. Cleared away by the Hornets. Back into possession for Ben Schumacher. Gets it over the top for Perigin. Perigin trying to turn to get through. Perigin stays in play. Still on the ball. Looking to get to the edge. And deflected by the Hornets. That'll be a corner kick for the Cougars. 25 minutes and 30 seconds to play. Cougars with the 1-0 lead. Ben Schumacher over to take the corner kick for the Cougars. Driving ball in. Clevenger's there, gets the head on it. And goes to the ground. Askin's able to get it off the bounce. Askin playing it out of the back to Romero. Sen gets a touch to Jackson Miller. Miller to far side for Marmon. Marmon, the left fullback, pushing up. Plays it into the middle. Ben Schumacher gets a touch but can't control. Lucina chips it over to Hicks. Hicks plays it down the line. Nelson will let it run. Nelson touches back into possession. Plays it over the top, back to the middle of the field. Sen heads it back, but Perigin's there, tries to flick it. Lucina into possession on the run for Hicks. Nelson comes over, clears it to the near side. Number 17, Eli Allen, got a touch but couldn't control, and it's a throw for the Cougars. Anreder on the near side to take the throw. Ball down the line, Hamlin there. Hamlin's able to win it on the turn to Clevenger. Clevenger possessing, plays it to Perigin, and just off the mark, it was deflected. It's a throw for the Cougars. Perigin down the line for Hamlin to chase. And the Hornets, Kieran Reeves plays it out on the sideline, another throw for the Cougars. Perigin looking for an option, plays it into Hamlin. Back to Perigin. Perigin sends it all the way across the box. Bennett Thomas there, goes over his head. All the way into the corner as Thomas challenges. Hornets connect on the line. Brandon Schumacher there to challenge. Perigin comes in, makes the sweeping tackle. Nice touch by Perigin into space. Setting up the shot and can't get it on frame. Goal kick for the Hornets. Great slide tackle into possession by Michael Perigin. Cougars leading 1-0, 23 minutes left to play here in the second half. Hornets restart play out of the back to the near side. Ball played into the middle to Jackson Miller. Across to Sen. Over to Romero. Into the pivot to Sen. Ball played through. Hicks gets a touch. Nelson there to defend. Too heavy on the touch by Hicks, out of play on the sideline. It'll be a throw for the Cougars. Nelson takes the throw. Jackson Miller first to touch with the head. Gets it to Hicks. Hicks chips it over the top. Meningus in good position. Gets the clear away. Ball to the near side. Lucina gets a touch to control. Hamlin checks back to help on D. 13 Smith plays it into the middle to Sen. Ben Schumacher shielding. Is able to win the ball on the turn. Gets to Clevenger. Clevenger opens up. Clevenger tries to poke it through to Perigin. Jackson Miller, good job deflecting. Clevenger gets it back. Plays it through all the way up to Hicks. Dole wins it to Clevenger in the middle. Clevenger chips it to Perigin. Perigin back over to Hamlin on the near side. Hamlin settles down, looking to turn down the line. Hamlin still on the ball, plays it through. Reeves there clears the way on the header, and it's a throw in for the Cougars. Cason Hamlin takes the throw into the middle of the Clevenger. Clevenger finds space through, and Sen, good foot to clear that away. Another throw for the Cougars. Max Anrider takes the throw down the line, connects to Perigin. Perigin tries to heel kick it back into the middle, and mistouch out of play will be a throw for the Hornets. Perigin back into the middle. Falls to Ben Schumacher. Good touch to Perigin. Takes the shot off the deflection and out of play. It's going to be a corner kick for the Cougars. Ben Schumacher over to take the corner on the far side. Schumacher ball in. Perigin's there. Keeper gets a hand on it. Sent high into the air. Dole heads it back into the air. Tries to settle it down. Dole plays it into the air. Ben Schumacher on the backside. Tries to get there. Gets a touch. Clevenger gets to the ball. Schumacher goes down. Once the foul is not going to get it. Ball back to the middle of the field, and Meningas plays it out. There'll be a throw in for the Hornets. Jackson Miller there to take the throw. Sen with some room, plays it to the near side. Hamlin comes on the challenge. Hornets into the attack. Dole sweeps it away. Ball back ahead. Shot taken by Tanner Hicks off the mark, and it will be a goal kick for the Cougars. Let's see if we have time real quick to look back at that challenge in the box on Ben Schumacher. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was a clear foul, but, that is tough to call as the ref. Ball back in the middle of the field. Ben Schumacher gets a touch up ahead. A lot of contact in the middle. Ball falls to Hamlin. Hamlin gets it back to Clevenger. Over to the far side. Hornets possess. Nelson heads it over to Dole, and Dole clears it out on the sideline on the far side. It'll be a throw for the Hornets. Jackson Miller sends it into the box. Stewart's there to clean it up. Stewart up to Perigin. Perigin opens up. Driving ball to Clevenger. Clevenger tries to flick it through. Romero's there, wins it down and clears it high into the air. Brandon Schumacher heads it back onto the ground. Jackson Miller there gets a touch ahead. Perigin comes on the slide tackle again and wins it. Perigin over the top for Clevenger on the run. Both center backs back to defend for the Hornets. To the near side as Hamlin challenges. Down the line, Perigin come back to win it. Played it up ahead, Sen steals. Sen looking to switch the field. Jackson Miller gets the settle touch. Brandon Schumacher in front to defend. Miller gets past. Into the attack, Perigin and Nelson collide. And it seemed like Perigin and Nelson hit each other. I don't know if I saw a foul on Hillcrest on that play. Let's see if we can see that again. Ooh, I don't know. All right, 17 minutes left to play in the game. Cougars leading 1-0. Ball 28 yards out. Jackson Miller, the left-footed midfielder, taking the strike. Off the post. And all the way out the sideline, Hillcrest is able to keep it in on the slide. Over to Romero, played back in, sent into the air. Meningus heads it wide. Back into the middle of the field for Jackson Miller. Over to Sen. Sen carries across the field. Nelson clears it away. Back to Sen, back to Romero. Over to Tanner Hicks. Hicks gets it to Lucina. Cleared away again by the Cougars. Brandon Schumacher comes and clears it to the far side. And Marmon's there. He'll let it roll out of bounds. Asher Marmon will take the throw for the Hornets. Romero back to Reeves in the middle of the field. Reeves has some space. Perigin comes to challenge. Reeves plays it all the way through. And that's number 3 on the backside, I think. Let's see if I can make out his number. Anyway, Stewart is able to get it in the box and punt it away. Brandon Schumacher in the middle. Plays it on the ground to Thomas. Thomas connects to Perigin. Perigin over the top for Clevenger on the run. Clevenger trying to find a space through and gets called for the foul. Jesse Askin came in and cleared it away anyway, but it would be a free kick for the Hornets. Restart out of the back. Send to Reeves. Reeves carrying. Back into the middle of the field to Sen. Perigin and Clevenger both there to defend. Ball played wide. Nelson's there, clears it down the line. Thomas can't get a touch, goes through all the way back to the middle. Brandon Schumacher gets it on the ground to Ben Schumacher. Schumacher with space. Schumacher carrying. Makes the attack. Loses his feet. Stolen by Sen. Over to Lucina. Into the middle for Jackson Miller. Ben Schumacher chases back. Perigin's back. Brandon there to defend in front. Ball to the far side. Hillcrest on the attack. Ben Schumacher gets a touch to clear. Gets it to Perigin. Perigin over the top sends Clevenger again. But that's not on the mark. Clevenger's going to have to chase. Great effort by Hudson Clevenger to even get to that ball. It goes out of bounds. But both defenders had given up. If Clevenger could have somehow got there, it would have been an amazing play. Substitutions in the game, restart a play. Ball into the middle of the field. Perigin comes on. Perigin's able to turn into the middle. Takes the shot. And ball rolls through. Jesse Askin able to get back on top of it and get the save. 13 minutes to play. Askin punts it back into the middle of the field. Brandon Schumacher gets the deflection into the air. Jackson Miller and Michael Perigin challenge for the ball. Perigin wins it. Plays it through on the deflection. Romero there misplays the ball, but he's able to get back to it. And he lets it roll into the box for Askin to scoop up. Askin punts it back into the middle. Brandon Schumacher touch over to Bennett Thomas. Cleared back by Marmon up into the attack for the Hornets. Brandon Schumacher wins the challenge, gets it to Meningus. Meningus settles his feet, plays it down the line. Thomas comes on the challenge, deflects it out of play. It'll be a throw for the Hornets. One 0 still the score. 12 minutes to play here in the second half. Hornets restart play. Play to Romero, over to Reeves with room in the middle. Over to the near side. That's Levi Smith. Kason Hamlin there to deflect. It'll be a throw for the Hornets. Levi Smith there to take the throw. Kieran Reeves into the middle for Sen. Sen on the attack. Anredder goes to the ground. Sent all the way across by Lucina. I'm sorry, that's number 2, Hicks. And it's out at the end line. It will be a goal kick for the Cougars. Michael Perrigan takes the goal kick all the way to the midfield. Headed into the air by Romero. Clevenger's there to settle. He's able to turn. Clevenger plays it wide to Thomas. Thomas over the top for Hamlin. Deflected by the Hornets. Clevenger looking for an option. Still on the ball. Clevenger carrying to the far side. Clevenger still possessing. Drops it back to Brandon Schumacher. Schumacher can't control it. Lucina's able to steal. Perrigan comes in and challenges. Perringer back to the ball. And foul called on the Hornets. That's probably going to be a yellow card. No card given. I don't know. That sure seemed like a promising attack to me to not give a card there, but it will be a free kick nonetheless for the Cougars in a dangerous spot. Perrigan takes the shot and sent over the goal by Jesse Askin. It will be another corner kick for the Cougars. Ben Schumacher jogging over to the far side to take the corner. Schumacher sends it in. Perrigan there gets the head down to the ground. Back in the middle, Brandon Schumacher gets a touch, can't settle it, and out of play by the Hornets. It will be a throw in for the Cougars. Just over 9 minutes to play. Ball back in to Clevenger. Clevenger back heels to Perrigan. Perrigan chips it in. Ben Schumacher on the chase. Smith plays it out the near side. And it will be a throw for the Cougars. Max Anredder takes the throw to Perrigan. Perrigan tries to chip it over. Smith heads it down. Lucina clears it away. Dole's there to settle. Dole sends it back in. Reeves clips it into the middle. Jackson Miller there to settle. Over to Sen. Over to the far side, Meningas. Good idea by Meningas. He kind of got beat on that first touch and then recovered and just played it out of bounds so the Cougars could reset. 8 minutes and 20 seconds to play. Ball back in on the throw-in. Jackson Miller takes the shot across the frame. Tanner Hicks on the backside. Couldn't get to it in time. Out the end line, another goal kick for the Cougars. Gavin Dole back to take the goal kick. Played over to Bennett Thomas, headed into the air. That's number 17, Eli Allen. Meningas plays it high into the air. And still in play, Thomas and Marmon there. Thomas challenges for the ball. It's out of play, though, after the bounce, and it's a throw-in for the Hornets. Perrigan steals the throw-in. Perrigan out on the attack, plays it over the top for Clevenger. Clevenger gets to it, trying to turn at the top. Chips it to Perrigan. Perrigan, good touch into the box. Gets tripped up. And corner kick for the Cougars. That was a great first touch by Perigin on that chip in by Clevenger. Take a look back at that play as Clevenger chips it over the top for Perigin. He makes that touch forward out of the air. And challenge comes by the keeper. Schumacher sends the ball in, cleared away. Brandon Schumacher over to Meningus is there, plays it back in. Stolen by Sen. Sen into the attack. Perigin challenging back. Played through. Anreder goes to ground, gets the ball. Lucina back to it. Perigin steals. Perigin switches the field to the far side and out of play. Throw for the Hornets. Hornets quickly back in. That's Jackson Miller on the ball. Perigin back to it. Over to Sen. Austin Miller back in the game for the Hornets. Hamlin comes in and challenges, wins the ball. Plays it down. Good spinning ball back in. Just a little too heavy. And the Hornets play it back in the middle of the field. Perigin tries to settle. Brandon Schumacher settles, plays it right in the middle. Sen steals. Sen on the step over, plays it over to Austin Miller. Miller touches wide. Challenge comes by the Hornets' Levi Smith. All right, so they stop the clock. It's going to be a restart of play. And the Cougars have the throw. Perigin into Hamlin. Perigin three-toe spinning back into the box. And Askin is there to claw it out of the air. Throw out to the middle of the field to Jackson Miller. Miller's able to turn with some space. Played in the middle, stolen by Perigin. Perigin again on the attack. Tries to get through the challenge. Deflected by Romero over to the far side. Marmon's able to keep it in. Hornets in possession. Perigin comes in, deflects. Perigin on the challenge. Gets through. Reeves deflects. Perigin back to the ball. Makes a move. Clevenger on the Thomas, on the advantage. Bennett Thomas on the ball. Clips it back to Perigin. Perigin steps in. Reeves deflects. Perigin's worn out. Takes a seat for a moment. Ball played over the top. Anreder and Hicks there on the challenge. Nelson there in cover. Nelson gets to it, touches it wide. And Nelson clears it out. And it's a goal kick off of the Hornets. Cougars ball on the restart. Under 4 to play. Score still 1-0. Cougars lead. Gavin Dole takes the free kick. Perigin, good bicycle over the top. Romero heads it down. Perigin on the run. Back to the ball. Plays it through. Clips through to Clevenger. It's loose. Hamlin's there. And finally, the Hornets are able to clear. Deflected off of the Cougars. There'll be a throw for the Hornets. Ball back into play. Over to Austin Miller. Brandon Schumacher there trying to settle. Plays it wide. Stolen by the Hornets. Perigin comes in on the slide tackle, and it's out for another Hornets throw. Back to Marmon. Marmon in the middle. Clevenger deflects. Brandon Schumacher there tries to receive it. Nixon Meningas plays it up right to Clevenger. Clevenger turns. Deflected by Thomas. Back to Clevenger. Stolen by the Hornets. Jackson Miller on the ball. Carrying down the left side line. And Nixon Meningas there clears it away. cleared away all the way back for a throw-in for the Hornets towards midfield. Sent back in. Jackson Miller working. Meningus heads it away. Back to Austin Miller, but Perigin comes in and steals first. Perigin has room in the middle. Plays the three-toe up to Hamlin. Hamlin's able to get a touch. Reeves comes and clears it out the sideline. And it'll be a throw for the Cougars. Cougars can eat a little clock here. Perigin plays it down the line, headed away by Levi Smith. And another throw for the Cougars. Perigin takes the throw again headed out of play by the Hornets. Not really what they want to do is being heading it out of play to run the clock. But Cougars in the attack, there's not much more they can do. Perigin down the line for Clevenger. Clevenger into the corner, turns it back. Austin Miller there to win it. Smith plays it down. Perigin steals all the way across the frame. That's going to roll out of play. Hornets quickly get the ball back in. 1 minute left to play on the restart goal kick. Askin takes the quick start. Perigin there tries to bicycle kick it, or I should say volley it, off the goal kick. Ball down the line. Meningus comes in, gets it out the end line. And again, the Hornets will have to get a new ball as the clock is running 40 seconds to play. Reeves plays it out of the back to the Hornets. Up to Hicks. Hicks into the air. Meningus and Schumacher there for it. Ben Schumacher clears it over the top, headed into the air. Jackson Miller tries to settle. Ball falls through to Meningus. Nixon Meningus clears it to the near side. Under 10 seconds to play. Anredder keeps it in, plays it down the line. Quick throw in by the Hornets. Anredder there clears it to the middle of the field. And that will do it. The Cougars are victorious, 1-0. What a game for the Cougars to end the regular season on a nice victory over a solid team in the Hillcrest Hornets. Austin Miller, the senior midfielder for the Hornets, is obviously suffering from some sort of leg injury, which really affected the game. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. We'll be back on Tuesday for the start of district play. The Cougars will be playing Lakeway, district opponent that they were able to defeat at Lakeway 7-0 early in the season. We are yet to know for sure where the location will be. It will be in Springfield. Greenwood is the host. Greenwood's field isn't ready, so they're determining what other field we can use. But that'll be Tuesday, and that'll be on Misha TV. You'll have to log in and pay a $10 fee to watch that game. That's the restriction by Misha on district play. So this will be the last YouTube broadcast of the season. I appreciate all of you for tuning in. We'll send you out here with the second half recap right after the Cougars celebrate with their fans a little bit with a nice win to finish the regular season.
Christian Academy.
New Heights, same biblical focus. New Heights, same academic drive.
We will continue to shape articulate, confident Christians ready to step into the world with a strong moral compass, secure in themselves and their beliefs.
Taking Christian education to new heights.